Yes, sir. Here.
CEO. For OG and CG, please fill down the name and the speaker position and let us know whether you are consented or not. O, OO is consented. OG, are you consented to be recorded? OG and CEO, are you consented? Okay, so everyone is consented. Yes. So with no further ado, welcome to the first round of aDC 2020. Judging with me, Jagat, under the motion as Charlie, this house would choose University B. With no further ado, we call upon the Prime Minister here. Prime Minister, the floor is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely, the value of education is to enter individual to the successful way. And it's not about where the value of education is teach, but it's about what kind of value that teach to people to achieve the successfulness in life. And the status quo now is the people from the good track on education in senior high school. We choose the outstanding university based on the stigma of the society. When society say that, oh, the University of A is a very good university, and rather than choose another university that doesn't have a good stigma in the middle of society, and it will create the some glorification to the some universities such as what I say before. And the point of glorification is ABC is one of the best university instead of D. It is not the best, so you should choose ABC for your next step to your education things as the end. So because of that, as Sherry, we prefer to choose the university. Ladies and gentlemen, before I'm going to deliver to you my point of argument, please allow me to give some characterization to the motion. First, as a Sherry, and the nature of new student college is they will be so ambitious to achieve everything that they want to get. And the second one is the nature of new student college is they will have feel to be different from others, and based on the condition of the University of A and B. The University of A didn't can facilitate more the nature of the series, and B can facilitate it. And the thing is just to fulfilling the stigma of society, and it's not about what will do in the next step to your education part of your education life. And let's go to my final argument. First is why it is exclusive to choose B University. Ladies and gentlemen, as I say, the nature of Sherry as a new student college is, it will not give the very good impact in our the stigma of society. It means that if I can give the same analogies, it is same with the beauty standard in society. Like when you say that people is beauty, blah blah blah, and you believe them, and just you force yourself to be beauty. It's same. It is same like that, ladies and gentlemen. And if we entering the B university, we can be outstanding. We can get extra achievement not only in education but also in another, like you can be outstanding in some organization. You can be outstanding in so many achievement that you can get in the university, and you can be more have so much possibility to join it, ladies and gentlemen. And it is more important in our experience part of organization and another kind of achievement than to fulfilling our curriculum vitae that we need in work because of at the end of the day we need a letter to fulfilling the CV. And by only being the ordinary student college is not it's not give the good legitimation in the CV. And it is not about fulfilling everyone's thought, ladies and gentlemen. Opposition side of the house may say that if we entering the B university, there will be no competition, there will be no high pressure to the Sherry, and it will not give the good impact to the Sherry. Ladies and gentlemen, I will say to you that it will give the very good impact to the Sherry because of not only in university the University of A, and every place of this world is has the competition. But we can see the where is the healthy competition and that competition, ladies and gentlemen. And in the University of B, there will be healthy competition because of this the student her being to make her as psychologically to make her good for her mental health because of student to have the good mental health to proving the needs to be successful in their education sector, ladies and gentlemen. So because of that, we should choose the B university instead of A university. I close my case. Thank you.
Thank you for that speech. Now to open the case from opposition, we call upon LO here.
Check, am I audible?
Crystal clear.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we do agree that you cannot being a high, like a good student itself, or you are cannot being a top student itself. Because we argue that even you are choosing the highly competitive university, you still can be success as student. Moreover, you can also still success, become a worker in the future, ladies and gentlemen. We also going to prove why at the end of the day, even at best, in University B, you will become a success, why you are not would be success in the future as the worker itself, because you have less competitive and behavior to competitive itself, ladies and gentlemen. Opening opposition stance is choose a university for Sherry because we believe that this is the best choices for her, right? So what I'm going to explain in my speech is basically two things. First, I'm going to talk what are the urgency for Sherry to choose University A instead of University B. Second of all, I'm going to talk about why at the end of the day, Sherry will become more competitive if will become more success if she choose the University A, right? My rebuttal will be integrated. First, let's talk about why basically Sherry should choose what are the urgency, right? To Sherry to choose this university. First of all, what you need to understand that in this, the purpose of university is not simply to gaining the knowledge or become the good student itself, but moreover, the purpose is how to become a good worker, how to basically gaining a job itself, ladies and gentlemen. So what you need to understand is the behavior current company. Right now, current company are basically very competitive that everyone want get highest job or highest salary itself, ladies and gentlemen. Many smart people out there, and even we have a competitive component itself. It shows to you that in the real world is a very, very competitive, that you are need to behave yourself in the competitive area since the very beginning, even since the college or university itself, ladies and gentlemen. So in order to behave yourself, it's not worth it if you choose University B, because at the end of the day, you will have less competitive and do not understand how hard the competition is, because you always win the every single war, ladies and gentlemen, right? But in University A, you are able to being competitive because you understand that many people smarter than you, that you are become push yourself more and even more, ladies and gentlemen. But moreover, what you need to understand that behavior current company are easier to accept that people that basically graduate from the top university, for example, like in Indonesia, it's that graduate from UI, UGM, or UNPAD, and so on. Right? It's because basically most of this kind of university are trusted enough, ladies and gentlemen, so are easier for them to basically no thank you. So it's easier for them to accept this kind of person since the very beginning, right? So even under the side of the house, trying to say that, oh, you have a lot of CV, so you are easy to accept in by company. But since that your university not have a top graduate or like accreditation A, for example, it's still hard to accepting you, because there is no guarantee that all your achievement are basically the are matters, ladies and gentlemen, and coming from really, really good students in the very beginning. So under our side of the house is most likely to gaining job, because at the end of the day, you are coming from the good universities from the very beginning, right, rather than their university. But moreover, they argue to you that basically people choosing University A because of society expectation. We don't think so, because people choosing university based on consent, ladies and gentlemen, because this university basically already giving many good graduate, for example, or creating good track record, and that's why basically in current Kemendikbud they creating rating of university that giving an information for every people. So we don't think that their argumentation of society expectation is valid. But moreover, beginning, society expectation basically push you into the good university at the very beginning, right? That we don't think that this is something that wrong or bad since the very first place. But second argumentations, why basically Sherry can improving a lot when she choose University A instead of B. When they say that she will become success when she choose a University B, we say no. Why? Because what you need to understand is that what are determine someone's becoming good is basically their behavior, like their circle, their environment. The moment Sherry live in area which is all people basically lazy or not ambitious, there are probability that Sherry also become lazy and not ambitious in the very beginning, because she, rather than she going to library, for example, she will try to hang out since the very beginning. No, thank you, I have a point. And that's why that makes she at the end of the day will not try to, for example, work harder or kind of circle that makes she become lazy, so she not become competitive. But even if at best she become competitive and become recognized by professor and so on, why this is still bad? Because what you need to understand, she will trap in the illusion that I'm already good, that I'm already okay, that my skill are already enough, ladies and gentlemen. The bad outcome is the moment when she entering the real world, when so many competitions from University A, for example, or the other top university from foreign or the other country, for example, she will always lose the competition, ladies and gentlemen, because she cannot improving or she cannot basically gaining more knowledge. She will have less motivation when seeing someone smarter than her, because she not be have on it, ladies and gentlemen. She will most likely to be giving up rather than try to fight, because she basically never feel the competition since the very beginning, right? So at the end of the day, this is outcome would be going to bad even she get recognized, because at the end of the day, she will not able to competitive at work. She will be jobless, or in the even she get the job itself, she will only, because most of people that even smarter than her, even under our side, she become the oppressed students, but because she basically understand how competition is, she will able to better rather than the top university in university B, right? So we become a top student in university, a fresh a fresh student in university A, because at the end of the day, you are at least better rather than top student in university B, right? Because you so competitive and you gaining more knowledge itself. We're very proud to oppose.
Thank you for that speech. To close the case from opening government, we call upon DPM. Here.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that we know here, education is about how to make how to make all people, all the layer of people will get the truth, the good knowledge, right? It's not about the place where it's not about really the place that you will learning in that, but there is your there is in your mind and there is in your heart, ladies and gentlemen, how to be a good a good student, ladies and gentlemen. But in this motion, we do agree that the as a charity, this house would choose B University under the proposal that those university will bring a good impact for the charity itself and also for the university itself, ladies and gentlemen. But before I'm going to speak about my opinion, I'll like to rebuttal what the opposite of the house has been said that by that they don't agree about our stand right now. That it's just because they believe that in the B university there is a less competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, the competitive is also it is happen in all places that we go through. And it's not about it's a B university or a university itself. The as the B university also there is a competition, ladies and gentlemen, and 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 also that he said that by saying that company will hire the graduate student from the UE, UGM, or etc. It is true that that the opposite of the heart agree there is a stigma of society that glorifying those kind of university, and it will just bring the bad impact for those students to be get a more prisma of the society itself, ladies and gentlemen. Important for the student to get the knowledge. It's about how the quality of their self, ladies and gentlemen. But I agree with my friend's opinion that said by choosing the B university, it will bring many impact such for the study itself and for the university itself, ladies and gentlemen, because there is because Sherry will get more chance to develop her skill and also to will get the good atmosphere for the competition, ladies and gentlemen. That we know in the A university, Sherry will get more uh, more competitive atmosphere. Uh, and then she will not focus to get the goals that she wants, because under the pressure there is a competitive atmosphere, ladies and gentlemen. But we do believe here there is also the atmosphere at competitive atmosphere in the university in the B university, but there is a big chance for Cherry to enhance her knowledge and also to bring the good narrative for the B university, ladies and gentlemen. That we know here as the B university, known as the average university, that there is not a lot of people want to go there, and and that's just make the education in our country is not equal. It's just 10 to 1 university that we want to hear in the education, how all the student, all the layer of the university, all the layer of the uh, student can get the equality for facing the truth, or for facing the work life after they already graduated from the school. And go through my argument that how by doing this narrative can bring can bring good perspective, or good in their psychology, their student psychology, ladies and gentlemen, because that we know here, as a big university, they will learn in collaborate. They will learn how to understanding someone, or how to make them um, how to make them become good enough for herself or for themselves, and also for the university level. So let's see that if a lot of people, a lot of smart people going through the B university, it will erase the stigma, or erase uh, the the standard of the society that all of the students must going through the A university, that is outstanding university, that we believe here. The education is must equal for all the layer of the society, and we also believe that by going through the B university, the graduate student also can also have a more chance um, to get the chance for they going to the work life, ladies and gentlemen. If because we do believe, um, because we do believe that university, ladies and gentlemen. So we believe that by doing this narrative, it will bring a good impact for the psychology of the student, and also can bring the good name for the university, become a equal university in all the layer of the education system in our country, ladies and gentlemen. We believe that uh, this proposal is good enough um, to eradicate the the urgency right now that we know most of the students just going through the outstanding university, and that makes unequal system for the education, ladies and gentlemen. I close my case.
Thank you for that speech. To close the case from OO, we call upon the LO here.
Check. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, we think that government context is not in our debate because they talk about all smart students going in universities B to create equal education itself. It's not relevant in this debate because we just talk about Cherry. She should choose what is the best university, or it is better in university A or university B, right? Let's talk about in our case. We think that people go to the best university is a dream for all of the senior high school student, right? That's why you learn about 10 hours every day to take best university, and Sherry do the same thing. Do the same thing to take this best university, right? It is not just from the society narrative like government say when they go to best university because forced by the society itself. Because we think like if like Maudi Ayunda or other people to pursuing best university because they want to practice their brain to more work harder and push yourself to out from the comfort zone itself, right? To bet what it is proposed to better it is proposed to create a better life itself when you have a lot of knowledge and build the channel from the company itself, because we believe that best university just enough to graduate smart student, because to begin with these people already practice themselves with professional lecture, or these people have the straight competitions itself. Even if government say in the university B there is also competitions, but we think competition are not good. Why? When the moment you are always when the moment you are living at the competition itself and you always be win, and there is no one who have in the same level like you, ladies and gentlemen. That's why the competition is not really good, because no matter how they are really trying so hard, you always can win this competition on your university itself. For every individual goes to best university are something good, because characteristic of best university will bring you in a new behavior, which is you want or not, you must still be have yourself becoming also ambitious person like your friend. It will bring you more study, learn every day, learn about new thing, because competitive are exist. We think it will bring healthy competitions when you in the same place of people who also ambitious like you and smart or smarter than you. It is good because the essence of school is not just all about you should becoming star, but how you process your life becoming always be growth with friends who also ambitious like you. It will teach you about the knowledge you don't know. And second, even they are ambitious, you can still build a better channel in the future with your smart friend itself, ladies and gentlemen. We believe the essence of education is not all about how you becoming star around people who not really ambitious to becoming success person, right? Because we believe characteristic of human, they can easily follow the environmental itself. Cherry could be lazy because even if he is effortless, she can be a star in university itself. But compare in our side, Cherry will following the competition between ambitious person. Even she get a bad bottom of score, it is okay. It will make her learn again and again, because of course Cherry don't want always stick in the bottom positions at her class, right? It is in line with the real world when competition are more evil and hard, because competition more ambitious to find a job. Even if she is good in university B, you already compete with your condition, which is no one more smart than you. Your lecturer and your friend admire you becoming star. It will decreasing your motivations becoming success person or achieving a lot of knowledge when knowledge are important for upgrade yourself itself. Because no matter you lazy enough, but the moment you are more smarter than your lazy friend, you always becoming star on your class or in your university. In ideal condition, in university A, we want that Sherry can be a star from the smart friend itself. But even if she is not becoming a star, we are okay with that. Why? Because we believe the essence of her go to university to improving herself, becoming a success person, right? Even if you get bottom score in your class, you will start to behave yourself with tight competitions, and real competition in job site more evil. Why? When you not just competition with your friend or your friend in university, you also have competition with a foreigner. But more worse, in the modern world, you can be competitive with machine itself, ladies and gentlemen. That's why learn about competition in a strike area are important to practice your mental before you go to the job, because competition are more evil than you are stick in your university when all the people in there is not really ambitious like people in the ambitious in the best university itself. Why it is bad? Because when we are go to the job, what our company want is how to teamwork itself. Why teamwork are bad in government position? Because first, Sherry do all of the teamwork do alone, because she doing it 4 years in university work alone, because her friends are not diligent enough to do the task itself. Finally, she doing all the tasks alone itself, ladies and gentlemen, or even she's sharing her answer to her friend itself. It will becoming behavior. She will hard to do teamwork when she is going to the job itself. When the teamwork, when we are know that teamwork are very important in job. Why? You cannot work alone in the company itself. You should collaborate with all the people in the company itself. For example, like your secretary, manager, friend, or your boss is itself. And it is really important because all of the position have their own job desk, and job desk will be never understand by Sherry the moment she is just stick in the lazy friend, when all the tasks by teamwork itself, she doing it alone, ladies and gentlemen. So what will Sherry have in our side? First, Sherry will more competitive and ambitious because her environment force her to do that, because all the friend is smart enough and have a big score. She want or not, she should have following the environment and get a best score itself, ladies and gentlemen. And second, her career will be better after graduate from university, because the real world is not in college, but after college itself, when she is know about the tight competition are exist and more evil in the real world, in the job itself, ladies and gentlemen. And college give the information about the good company who easily to hire her because she is have a good score, for example, because she is graduate from the best university itself. In their side, Sherry will behave, she is already behave herself becoming lazy because competition are not good, which people not really ambitious, and they are also lazy to finish their task, and will hard for you to get a real competition in job, which it is more evil than competition in the university itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for that speech. To open the case from the closing, we call upon member of government. Here.
Am I audible? Hello?
Yes,
Test. Okay.
audible.
I'm going to start my speech. Wait, set my timer. I'm going to start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panel, notice that what we're talking about in here is University A and University B. University A is totally a university that is based in our country, but ladies and gentlemen, University B is an average college or an average campus. It means that it might be not best in that country, but it is not worst campus in that country. We mean like the opposition team is just like telling us that how how not good the university be, that there is less, how company harder to accept because you have you are graduated from the university that is only average, not best at the country. But ladies and gentlemen, notice that the company nowadays is not only the requirement is not only about where you graduated, but also talking about how your curriculum vitae is, and then also how potential you are in social skill and so on. So it's not about academic anymore. And they talk about is already enough, but notice that when it comes to the university, it is always talking about how the academic is, that there is a lot of assignment that I will explain you more in my argumentation. And then also when they are talking about how less competitive is the university be, well, we believe that Cherry is already now what their value, and then also how the competition of the in her A, and for example really realize it, and also we believe that she can improve it. And now let's go to my argument. let let's do our case that in here what differentiate us from the opening is talking about the social standard and glorifying of the university A, but we in here our stance is how privileged, how outstanding student is more privileged than the average student even in the best university. My argument is first, it is because the link of the professor itself, and the second is it will open for more potential skill for the Shari. So first one, we believe that the link or being known by the professor is really helpful for you to getting a job, and then also to open your more potential for you. For example, like you will supported by them, and then also you will get the promotion. For example, that we know that the professor is must be have a link to a lot of company, and then also professor know best for you, and then you can talk a lot with your professor. You have this privilege, and then also for example in my college, that the professor is also have a lot of project, right? And then also you can be his assistant, and also it will really help you more. And for example is my professor is have a project in some places, and then he will ask or invite their best student to join to join to join his project, to doing a lot of things in this project, and then it's really helpful for your curriculum vitae, and then also you will learn a lot in that place, ladies and gentlemen, in that situation, ladies and gentlemen. And then also when you are support and then also it will make you it will give you a lot of chance to get a new job when the professor is have know you, and then also he could give a recommendation for you to go there, and then give a recommendation to the company itself, ladies and gentlemen. And the third one, it will make your curriculum vitae is more than just the average person. We believe, for example, is you will more you have a chance to get a lot of achievement, ladies and gentlemen. For example, is when it comes to NUDC, for example, you if you are in UE, for example, you couldn't be a representative of your campus, but when it comes to the average person, you have a lot of chance to be the representative NUDC, and then you will make it to your curriculum vitae. I'm sorry. And then when it comes to when you have that curriculum vitae, and then also you have a lot of achievement, it will give you a lot of scholarship too, right? So there is a lot of privilege that you could have if you have if you in the not get helpful for you, because we as I said before, that when it comes to the company, we are not talking about we are not only talking about how your academic is, how your IPK is, but we also talk about we also need to be public speaking, social skill, and so on. And we believe that it will getting more if it will be gotten more in the average college. When you are open for the potentials, you will get more potential skill, because you are not get as much assignment as they are, more organization work, or even with your own business, ladies and also gentlemen. So we believe that when it comes to the university A, you are stressful, and then also you are trying to you already enough, but you are trying, you are seeing your friend is really best, and then you also trying to achieve the best one. Well, we believe that it is not really good. If we compare, yes, it's good, but if we compare to our case, it is more helpful, ladies and also gentlemen, because with not as much effort, University B will get those. You will get the promotion. You will get link to the professor. You will invited to the project of the that the professor have. You will get a more achievement, and then also you don't need to most stressful like the University A. You are good enough that, and you are get the promotion itself, ladies and gentlemen, and open for a potential skill to reach your goals, to work and with your own business. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you for the speech. On the case from CEO, member of opposition here.
Am I audible?
Yes, audible.
My speech will be begin on 3, 2, 1. Panel, we believe that how the government side of the house just believe how this academic ability, and in order to achieve our dream, we have to get the University of B rather than do choice of the University of A, ladies and gentlemen. What actually like from the government side, actually the government side of the house just only bring the idea on how this is not about CV but more skill development. How this is in order to get the better ability in speaking, public speaking, and so on. We just can get in university, ladies and gentlemen. But our question is that how in university, how this good skill and developing skill will be get if we are still in environment incomfortable, ladies and gentlemen. We are stay in independent independent or dependent environment itself, because they help from the professor and etc. Ladies and gentlemen, how they will be get hard effort to pursue their success, to pursue their dream, ladies and gentlemen. How actually we see right now work hard and more effort, hard effort, it will be create the success for the person in order to achieve their goals, right? It is will be not get in their side of the house, and they will be not stand, the idea will be not get stand. What I would like to concerning in this debate, ladies and gentlemen, right now when we graded from the school and university, there are a lot of thousand million of students, ladies and gentlemen, who actually graded in every single of competition in every school. Foreign people, local people, how do actually we include the competition with technology itself, and also with MEA economy ASEAN itself. So all the foreign, local, and society work in same to be able to work outside, right? How the big the competition itself. When we stay in competition, we stay in to help the from the professor anytime. It will be not create the ability to be independent, right? They will be feel and they will be lose because they will be no developing skill, no increasing skill, just only stay at a comfort situation, ladies and gentlemen. What actually brought by the opposition bench is the house is that they bring the competition is needed in real work, and the better for them it will be success influence, and they will bring the social expectation as well to support this argument. But in here we were to like to stand as the closing opposition. Why it is a status quo is justified to do? it's have to done by a Seri in order to choose the university A, and the factorization of the real world that actually we face, and the future impact will to be get by Seri, ladies and gentlemen. What is missing from OO, ladies and gentlemen? They are actually less the victorization, but I will explain later in my argument, ladies and gentlemen. What actually status quo that actually we face today? The many student, it is doing hard competition, right? Because the many graduate student was too much like I'm explaining to you that actually we more prepare university A, something like top university in Indonesia, UGM, and so on, etc. University in stop itself, like UI itself. We would like to stick at this one because there are some best university in Indonesia or in the world. For example, high competition is ability, be a positive pipe is there, and no guarantee, even there is no guarantee for success. But talking about success, it's about individual role, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about how we want to doing university bay, but we want to get the success. But it's more about your individual role, ladies and gentlemen. How, why it is status quo is still enough to do solve this problem, right? Many student or society more believe that send they sentence narration to the society that they must to do competition in a great university, like example like UI and UGM itself. It will be this send the information. It will be more support their children, for example, as the parents to come to do more competition in university top itself. It's very beneficial. Would like to explain in later in my argument, ladies and gentlemen. What actually goals as the closing opposition, ladies and gentlemen? Our goal is that Seri want to get the best university with high competitions. Motivation is there, ladies and gentlemen. They can motivate themselves to more get the effort, ladies and gentlemen, to do hard working. Because for when the moment they face the hard scription, for example, hard thesis and so on, they're doing research for some hard condition, they can be able to improve themselves to doing the best, right? They can find the artificial intelligence resources, for example, like Google, for example, or any kind of journal article. So there's also a way if you want to struggle more, ladies and gentlemen. Why it is justified to do, ladies and gentlemen? Because the urgency we need to the people right now in hard in wild competition in the world. We need to create the people who actually have the ability in competition itself, ladies and gentlemen, because it will be create the more succeed and will be Sherry, we believe that Sherry will be more hard worker to get whatever they achieve in a dream. When we're talking about independent woman, we're also talking about how the power woman itself, ladies and gentlemen. Woman power, we believe that value of the woman power is that in order to achieve their goals as the CEO, as the leader, or as the better, like Najwa Shihab, for example, or another people role model, we need to struggle more in real life and to fight more to get this process, ladies and gentlemen. To get this process, we need to have the ability or exercise in good developing itself, which is get in a ability in university. Why it is justified to do as long we have the opportunity, because we know sharing is good smart as well, ladies and gentlemen, because they already have the pass the test to come to this university. What? Because the Seri already get this opportunity. If Seri don't want to take this one, Seri will be regret this kind of thing. If they in the future, when the Seri fail, it will be blaming on their side and always regretting in their self. As long we have the motivation, ladies and gentlemen, as long how hard the situation we face, as long we have motivation. Because what? When we're talking about the hard situation, when we can help from the artificial intelligence for any kind of scription and etc., but also we can help from improve the ourselves itself to get what we want, right? Because when the picturization of the real world is that very wild, ladies and gentlemen, right, I already mentioned to you how this 1,000 of million people is looking for job, ladies and gentlemen. How hard the situation is. If you don't to be unique woman, you don't have to any kind of ability to improving yourself. You will be fail and you will be lose, ladies and gentlemen, because you always stay in comfort situation because you no need improving on yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Why in government side of that will be worse in this scenario? Because what? It will be led the Seri to more not changing to improve themselves, and actually it will be create the lazy toward any kind of society, right? If Seri give the example for any kind of woman, they believe that it's okay to go to university B and university etc with no competition, with no kind of success, with no kind of with graduate. But the question is that when you, the moment you facing the real world, the greatest situation in this world, the question is that how you will be get success, ladies and gentlemen. But in our scenario, at least we proving to you on how it will be like to connect. So that's why we proud as the opposition.
Thank you for the speech. Now we call upon government whip.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay. I will start my argument at 3, 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before going to my constructed argument, I will rebuttal the closing opposition bench. The first one, they always talking about on how the important the individual role in the works in the future, ladies and gentlemen. But here we believe, ladies and gentlemen, it's not an incompatible environment when they are going into the B university. The fact is, in the university B have a lot of support, like what my first speaker said, ladies and gentlemen. Incompatible environment will only match at the university A, since science all the students, science all the people there is being too ambitious for each other, ladies and gentlemen. There will be no support by the peers, by the professor, and it's only based on the academic only, ladies and gentlemen. Here the fact, ladies and gentlemen, when you are talking about individual roles, it only happen into the academic value or something like that, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot imply this individual role. The social things needs to have a lot of people in one time, ladies and gentlemen. We need to know how to be knowing each other, how to be become a good team workers, and many other things, ladies and gentlemen. And they say that the university B have a lot of and less leisure rather than when they are in the university B. But the fact is, ladies and gentlemen, when they are much pressure happen in the university B, and make and German. The point what my team gonna be say is this goals of Cheris to be successful person in the futures is one, ladies and gentlemen, is surviving in the university life, ladies and gentlemen. By surviving in the university life, she can achieve these goals, ladies and gentlemen. And surviving in the university life isn't only dependent by the academic level or only dependent by the social or soft skill, ladies and gentlemen. It's also contained by the academic value, the psychological effect, and the link of the society itself, the link of the environment itself, ladies and gentlemen. So here, ladies and gentlemen, what's missing from the opening government is the first one, not telling us to be outstanding in university B, which my first speaker already said. When you are on like an average student, but you are coming into the average university and become the outstanding students, then there you will get attract much attention from your professor, from your peers, and many other things. And that's how we are being the outstanding student in the university B. When you are look so attractive, and you look so okay, this person have a lot of potential from our university, it will be make us getting a lot of promotion from our professor, from our lecturer, from our people from outside the university we have, ladies and gentlemen. And we must know that today's stigma isn't we shouldn't follow today's stigma that you are when you are getting into the good university, best university, you will be the best, ladies and gentlemen. No, we should make the standard becoming we are need to go to the average university and become and makes our university becoming the best, ladies and gentlemen. So it's the point, ladies and gentlemen, when the Sherry getting into this average university and she's become the outstanding student there, they could make a lot of change in the university itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Your
If
aim
the
is?
future's impact there, not yet. And the next thing is what's like in the what's like what's like from the opening government side is how it's impacting to Sherry's psychologists inside. Ladies and gentlemen, when Sherry is coming into the University A, the fact is a lot of student now is getting depressed by when they cannot achieve their dream, ladies and gentlemen. The fact is when the University S is too ambitious for others, and there's no support towards Sherry, it will actually making her demotivated, not making her motivated. When they are coming to the University B, there will be a lot of support, even though Sherry is not really smart student, but when the support coming from a lot of people, it will be make a positive energy and positive motivating rather than giving negative motivating, which is provided by the University A. The next is what's the side bench miss is they say that when we are going to the University A, it will be a good teamwork, ladies and gentlemen. We say no, ladies and gentlemen, because we know that the teamwork is conducted by the social skill, ladies and gentlemen, which is Sherry's could get better in the University B. Like what was first speaker say, when we are going into the University B, she will get a lot of support. She will get a link by the professor, which is makes her having much possibility to have another team, to have teamwork by other people, ladies and gentlemen. And this is will get on the University B, not University A. Since the University A will only thinking about themselves, since they are ambitious and high competition, they only thinking about how to be the winner, not how to be working with each other, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, in here, we believe that the University B giving you a lot of possibility, a lot of opportunity to be a best role of the student itself. Since you will achieve your academic level, and also you will get good soft skill by a lot of support there, ladies and gentlemen. So here we believe that when you are going into the University A, it's only giving you much pressure. It's only making you demotivated, since you are not able to socialitate with other people, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we believe that the Sherry should choose the University B, not University A. So we back to propose the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Now to close the debate, we call upon opposition whip.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Dekat menumpang sudah. My speech will begin in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can choose the best university, why we should choose the average university, ladies and gentlemen? These kind of things cannot prove by the government of this house, ladies and gentlemen. The problem of this debate is who will provide the better opportunity, University A or University B. As the opposition, we do believe that if actually we should choose the University A, ladies and gentlemen, because that is the best university, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, in my speech, I will give 4-point rebuttal about the government side of this house argumentation. First, they believe that faculty privilege from professor is a very important, ladies and gentlemen. you can join the project, and you can get recommended in the job, ladies and gentlemen. But ladies and gentlemen, let's see the characteristic of the University B. If we compare the quality of professor in the University A and University B, which one better? Of course, University A is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that effectively University professor in the University B is still have a lower quality than University A, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that effectively Seri also can get a free privilege, those free privilege from the University A if Seri want to struggle, wants to study hard. And we do believe that effectively Seri will get that privilege from the professor in the University A. And of course, the probability of the Seri can success in the future will increase, ladies and gentlemen. And if we compare, of course, the University A is the answer of this debate, ladies and gentlemen. And second, ladies and gentlemen, no thanks. And second, we do believe that you say that effectively if you compare with your friends, you will be insecure, ladies and gentlemen, and because you lose a competition, you will lazy. That is the argumentation from the government of this house. Ladies and gentlemen, as the opposition side of this house, we do believe that effectively Seri will motivate ladies and gentlemen. Let's see the characteristic of Seri, ladies and gentlemen. He's not not smart student, ladies and gentlemen. She is a smart student, ladies and gentlemen. He has a high skill. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that effectively Seri will feel motivated, ladies and gentlemen, because of the competition. And after Seri feel competitive, they will study hard and can be better. And in the end of the day, we do believe that Seri will apprehend their friends, ladies and gentlemen. That's actually what a Seri needs. Seri need a competition to improving their stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why University A is provide that kind of things, and University B don't, ladies and not, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, my third argument is they believe that effectively in the University B get a lot of support, ladies and gentlemen, but we still questioning this statement because of what, ladies and gentlemen, because what kind of support can apprehend the University A support, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see the characteristic of the best university, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot get many the best university, of course, has a best facility, best lecturer, and best opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say, ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that actually best university is can give you a good support in the end of the day after you graduate, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what? Because of many of reasons, ladies and gentlemen, and we do believe that in the University B you will not get this kind of thing. Let's see the characteristic of the best university, ladies and gentlemen. First, you have the best university, of course, has the best facility, ladies and gentlemen, to improving Seri self, ladies and gentlemen. And second, ladies and gentlemen, Seri, of course, in the best university, you also has a best lecturer, ladies and gentlemen. And lecturer is very important in the college, right? There is lecturer at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, and the most thing what the University B cannot provide is the best opportunity come from the University A, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what kind of things can provide by University A. First, the University A, of course, it is the best university. Of course, they have many programs, can build a Seri mindset, can make a Seri grow up in the end of the day, and can make a Seri better in the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Why program is very important, ladies and gentlemen? Program is made to improving the quality of the Seri itself, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see programs, internship, or and so on. Of course, the University A has better programs rather than University B, ladies and gentlemen. And we still we do believe that faculty University B has not has a good program like University A, and we still believe that the faculty University B don't have any programs to make a Seri improve in the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to tell you in here, effectively, support from the University A as the best university is very important and can apprehend the support you get in the University B, which is support from your friends and your professor. But actually, the exclusivity is not there, and the government failed to prove that. And we do believe that effectively you still can get a support in the University A, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that if governments and last point battle is they believe that effectively psychology of Seri will be worse in their scenario, ladies and gentlemen. Seri can get appraisals and so on. But ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that effectively psychology and Seri will be improve in the best university, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what, ladies and gentlemen, let's see in the real life, we know how hard life, right? If actually the work industry, ladies and gentlemen, you will competition with the other people. And ladies and gentlemen, of course, you every day will get adjustment, you will get complaints with your customer. And so that's why, ladies and gentlemen, why we do believe that actually Sari should exercise their psychology in the best university, because in the end of the day, you will feel you feel this pressure is a common thing, ladies and gentlemen. Just we accept if actually the pressure you get in the university A is worse, is the more than university B. But it's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen, because in the end of the day, it will make you a good person in the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, let's compare what the opposition and the government side of this house, ladies and gentlemen. Our goal is same. It's actually individual success for Seri. Which one is give or provide the better opportunity for work in the end of the day for Seri itself, ladies and gentlemen. As the first speaker, as the government, they believe that actually outstanding is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Seri can get a lot of outstanding in professional organization and competitions, ladies and gentlemen, like NUDC. But ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that actually this kind of thing also can provide by the university A if actually Seri want to work hard. And we do believe that will make Seri work hard is provided by the university A, ladies and gentlemen. And second, ladies and gentlemen, they're talking about society stigma, which is not really fun, ladies and gentlemen. And the third one, about the better CV, you say that actually university B can provide the better CV, but no, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what kind of the characteristic of company right now, ladies and gentlemen, which is, of course, the company will prefer the someone who graduate from the best university, because the graduate from best university is a really big achievement, ladies and gentlemen, and not anyone can do that. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, based on that consideration, we do. Thank you.
Thank you for the debate. Wait for several minutes while the adjudicators deliberate. Thank you.
Halo Kak, ini mereka kita minta live Kak ya? Halo?
Halo Kak.
I think that you guys can wait in the main room and leave the breakout
No,
room.
no. You
Oh,
can
no.
just wait here. Jagat, you can pick up your call on WhatsApp. I have been calling you dari tadi.
Oh, I'm so sorry Kak, ini HP saya soalnya lagi error. Sebentar Kak, saya minta HP panitia dulu kalau gitu Kak ya.
people understand right now is good. It's good, and we must increase ladies and gentlemen. For example, so many women have a strategic position and strategic job, ladies and gentlemen. Like now, any 5 ministers in a Jokowi cabinet, ladies and gentlemen, and then any anytime as as the leader in provinces or the cities, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, we do believe that the woman, the wo- the woman itself can be selfish. They can survive their life, ladies and gentlemen. How we to make a woman selfish itself, ladies and gentlemen. The woman itself must be have a salary. If 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 the woman asks the wife, their husband must be give give to their woman to their wife salary or income per month or uh, for 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. And then if they have a if they not be a be if they stuck or not be couple, the woman itself can be selfish to survive their life. The woman itself not uh, not demand by the other people as gentlemen. They can what they doing. They can what the purpose, ladies and gentlemen, of the life. And then is now in our constitutions, the woman have protect by the constitution, ladies and gentlemen. So no worry to look the woman selfish itself, ladies and gentlemen. They can do uh, all of all of job. They can do uh, they can survive their life, and we must believe it. We must supporting and trigger for the woman itself, ladies and gentlemen. And then we from the government team, we really agree for this motion today because the woman have a gender equality, and the woman can do the work or the job. And then the woman not only be the under position, ladies and gentlemen. And then what the benefit if the woman to be selfish? The benefit if the woman is their family or their husband is not confused to is not confused to the make to the to the give uh, not confused to with their woman, ladies and gentlemen, like the wife or the child as the woman, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good choice is the good solutions if 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 your woman have a salary or income, ladies and gentlemen. So we we are the government teams, so we do believe that the encourage women to be selfish, it's good, ladies and gentlemen. I am as the prime minister back to sport.
Thank you for that speech. Now to begin the case of op bench, I call upon leader of op.
Okay, thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kirana. I'm standing here as the first speaker of the opening opposition, and Bagus is standing as the second speaker of my team. So, our motion today is this house will encourage women to be selfish. And before I'm going to my arguments, I have some rebuttals to the opening government side. First one is they stated that women are protected by the Constitution. But remember, there must be a reason why a woman is protected by the Constitution. As we see that we often see a woman have harassment in public, and we do believe that that is the reason why the woman is protected. I think that is the one of the reason why woman is counted, why woman is protected by the Constitution, and you cannot count it as a selfish. Now, moving to my argument. This health will encourage women to be selfish. So the meaning of encourage itself is that we want to support the entity to do certain things. In this case, it's selfish, but selfish itself is acting mean or selfish towards other gender. I mean, not only the woman to man, but woman to woman. In our status quo, women are often labeled with selfish, and this is what we don't want. We don't want women to be labeled as selfish, not to anyone in any condition, no matter what happened in any condition. And yeah, as I told you that not only with men, women can also be selfish towards other women because we know that women has a higher ego than men, but what we want here is that we want to instead we want to encouraging women to be selfish. We as the opposition side of the house believe that we want to encourage women to be humble and care to others. Now, moving to my argument. So by having the idea of unselfishness, women will be seen as a woman that contributes to society. And this will slowly erase the idea or label of woman as selfish, and this will be better for the society. I mean that women will gain a trust from society, and not all women are, because not all women are selfish, but these selfish women are so bad that they make society to judge all women in the same selfish level. But people believe that not all women are selfish in this world, and that's what we want to encourage these women to not be selfish. Okay, so the stakeholder on this motion is the first one is the woman itself who labeled as the selfish. And as I told you, what we want is that we want women to not be selfish, and the society that seeing women as that. The worst scenario, if we keep these moments to be selfish, is that people will keep labeling them, and the bad scenario that will happen if we are spreading awareness to women to not to not be selfish is that, yeah, but it will be seen as women that contributes to society. So I beg to suppose this motion. Thank you. I beg to oppose this motion. Thank you.
Thank you for your speech. Now I invite the Deputy Prime Minister to start.
Am I audible? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're debating under the motion is this house will encourage women to be a selfish persons. So before I go further to my justifications, I got some two responses that came from the opposition state. Before that, I will talk you why the the oppositions just talking about they just act that they are rejected to say selfish because they are a woman self-centered. So I have two responses. The first is when they keep talking about the labeling women to selfish is not good. So what's kind of the bad thing that's happened if woman is going to be self-centered? So we really believe that the organizers already told by my first speaker, I already told you before that the organizers of this debate is because of the situations in the status quo is not enough for the woman is self-centered. The man is still thinking that is the woman is weak. They still thinking that the woman have no still depend on the man itself. So that in the eyes of the man in the status quo, the woman is still below is still in below position itself. So what is the problem is we want to make it or we to encourage women to be a selfish settlement and they have no elaboration anymore about why the woman should not be selfish itself. And the second is when they keep talking about the character of selfish itself have contributions with the society. So what is the correlations? What is the connections between a selfish with the society itself? If if the status quo right now already enough so that there is no sexual harassment, there is no violations with the woman itself. If they thinking cheerful woman is okay, but the status quo is not told like that. The status quo told us, the data told us about the height of value, the height of quantity or of the sexual harassment of the violence for the woman itself. It's mean what? It's mean that cheerful is not okay. It's mean that cheerful is it's making like a boomerang for the woman itself. Because of what? Because like what I said before, in the status quo, the man is still thinking that woman is depend on the man itself. So what is the contributions that came from the cheerful woman into the society? So I really believe that the contributions of the with the society is more can get by my position itself. Like what my first speaker and what my justification I would like to tell you right now. So my first justification is it is in line of the feminism movement. And what is the feminism movement itself? Feminism movement is a movement to getting the gender of equality that asks for the gender equality itself. How they identify themselves and how is the value, how is their positions in front of the public. Because we know that in the status quo right now there is just a word of the gender equality without any result that gender equality already appeared into this world, into these nations. Because we know that about the data itself, like what I said before, the sexual harassment, violations for the woman itself is still appears, right? So why it is important to keep talking about the feminism movement and gender equality? Because we know that the purpose of that movement is to create the equality into this world, to create the equality between a man and woman itself. And we can, if we look, if we still think, we look to the status quo, there if the number of the sexual harassment and the number of violence is still appear, it means that there is a mistake, there is a problem with the woman itself, and the problem is their character is cheerful. So that's why we, as the positive side of this house, really want to encourage the woman to be a selfish, because they will on the point, they can make a high position of the woman itself, because of what? Because in the status quo, the position of the woman is still below in the very first beginnings. Why selfish is needed? Firstly, because I really believe that it will make, or it will fix their position on the eye of public, because of why? It's if they are already selfish, with the characterization of selfish they are already told by my first speaker, that we want to make them as a selfish woman, because of we want to encourage women to have their own salary, and how, if they are just a housewife, we really believe that we will make a mechanism that is, if they are a housewife, so they still have a salary that came from their husband. It means that their husband should make a salary for a month for their wife itself. So that in that thing, it's they can to be a selfish, because they have a power, even they have a constitution that protect them, and they have their own salary to live like what they want to do, ladies and gentlemen. And it will destroy the perspective of woman is weak in the very first beginning, ladies and gentlemen. And what is happen if there is implement into this nation and also in the world, the woman is will getting respected into the public, especially in main eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what? Because they already have their own salary, ladies and gentlemen. And the second is, it's a way for women to love themselves first, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because they have their own salary, even they are a housewife. So they need to cure themselves. They need to do whatever to make them happy, ladies and gentlemen. And it's help her if someday there is a bad situation happen into their life, so they have an own salary. For example, they have a violations in their home with their husband, so they are already have a salary, so it's okay for them to living out their room with that salary. It's okay for their husband to cheating with the other woman, even they already have a salary from their husband itself. So it's mean that there's no the harmful thing is we as the woman to be selfish itself. And the third is, the last is why the self is very needed, because we really believe that it will remove dependability of the woman itself. Because of what? In the first very beginning, we know that in the eye of man, the woman is still depend on the man itself. And it's that the selfish stuffs already characterized that they have salary. So in the end of the day, because of their salary, and they don't have any dependability into the man itself. Thank you.
Thank you for that speech. Now to extend the case of bench, I call upon Deputy Leader of Op.
Halo, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Untuk Firman, jangan lupa mute mic lagi ya.
Aku dah. Aduh. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for giving a chance to speak. To the ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about this house would encourage women to be selfish. Ladies and gentlemen, before I jump into my argument, I would like to rebut from the opposition side of the field. The idea of the government side of the field, they stated that selfish is the way to bring down or to strengthen uh, uh, gender equality and uh, to to strengthen gender equality, and that's what feminism is all about. You know, the purpose of feminism is to strengthen women in order. The purpose of feminism is to have gender equality between women and men. Ladies and gentlemen, there is two sides of definition. There is two sides of definitions. There's one misunderstanding about feminism in a society where they think that feminism always prioritizes women than men, always prioritize women than men, and the idea of feminism that woman is better than man. That's what most society think that feminism is all about, where they think that woman is all about. And I think what the government is trying to do, is trying to say, is that where they think that by prioritize, they think that bringing selfishness in feminism, it will bring gender equality, which is very wrong. Because let's go back to understanding. Let's really understand what is the word selfish. What selfish means, that means we prioritize ourselves than others. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to think that to bring gender equality, we need to also balance between two genders, between men and women and other SS genders. And they stated that selfish is the best way to bring gender equality and to strengthen feminism. That is wrong, because the purpose of feminism is to be unselfish to the society, is to contribute a lot to prioritize others than themselves. Yeah, rather than themselves. That's why I believe that selfishness is not the way to strengthen feminism. The best way is to balance between man and woman. That's the purpose of feminism. And if we do bring the idea of selfishness in feminism, it will be like this: woman is better than man. That is selfishness, because they prioritize their gender first, their gender than other gender. That is wrong. What feminism want is to have women and men to be equal, to be side by side. That's what feminism is all about. So what they propose is very contradicts with the idea of feminism. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to jump into my argument. My first speaker has stated that we in the society, women in a society are labeled as are mostly labeled as selfish, and by encouraging women to be unselfish is to break those stigma where women are labeled as selfish. We want to decrease and we want to break those stigma. So why is it important to be unselfish, especially for women? Women are always underestimated because they are selfish, they never contribute to society. But being unselfish, where we prioritize others than ourselves, we will always think that we need to prioritize others to help others. We need to help others, then help other, we need to help others than ourselves. And this is what feminism want to. They where the idea of no, thank you. The idea of feminism is that they want to support others, not just woman to man, but woman to woman too. And that's what we want for that's what we want from feminism. Feminism break the stigma, and that's why we want to put unselfishness in feminism. Because to have this idea of unselfishness, feminism will to have the idea of unselfishness women would contribute a lot to the society. For example, our government, to our Surabaya governor, where she prioritized herself, where she jumps to the society and helps others, and that is a great example of woman leaderships, and that's what we want for women to be. And yet this is encouragement. We don't want to gimana ya? We don't want to we just want to encourage. We just want to push and encourage women to be unselfish. We're not banning women to be selfish. It is their choice. But we want women to be more leadershipful, need to be more need to be mindful to their society. And yeah, I think that's all for me. Thank you. Hey, last but not least, why is it important to put unselfishness to the current situation? Why is it important? Because again, like I just said before, that the stigma of woman is known as a selfish. Therefore, we need to break the idea of women are selfish. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that speech. Before we get into closing benches, give me about 30 seconds to take my charger. Yeah, bentar. Also, refill my drink. Okay, I'm back. Member of government, you can start.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, OG didn't give wider idea about what is the feminism agenda, what is the feminism movement behind the motion. Even they just define word the selfish with the stance that to gain the salary and it's about the power of the woman's husband and so on. But in this debate, we will give any explanation wider than that. Ladies and gentlemen, freedom for free of their body, freedom of reproduction, freedom of sexual, freedom for free of sexual and physical abuse, and freedom for not mind others' business is the rights of every people in the world. But let's see how the woman now being a tools or things that people use them to get money, fulfilling sexual things, such as the fetish of the people and so on. And the nature of people now is they thought that the woman is powerless, weak, and they're in the second grade of the society, ladies and gentlemen. So because of that, we should encourage women to be selfish. Our stand is to encourage women to be what they should be and doing the feminism agenda. Besides that, the opposition stand is to gain the trust from the society, but they don't give an explanation what kind of trust and why by not encouraging women to be selfish, it can take the trust from the society. And in this debate, in my argument, I would like to give why our stand is better than the other side of the house stand, and the possibilities of their stand can happen in our stand. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, before I'm going to deliver my argument, please allow me to characterize each word of the motion. First is selfish itself. Selfish is not actually bad. It considering to how we place it. Selfish is bad when it uses in terms of the individual interest and so on. But in this kind of motion, selfish is for the sake of goodness. Selfish is about encountering women to be something better than before in the middle of society. But on the side of the house, they didn't understand enough what is actually selfish that government mean. They just try to say that a woman with the selfishness is bad. Woman with selfishness is doesn't fulfilling the value of society right now, ladies and gentlemen. But that was not true at all. And the second one is the nature of women. Ladies and gentlemen, the nature of women is we are strong enough to doing everything that we want to do. Let me ask you that to see when when the man losing wife, he will remarry because of didn't capable enough to doing housewife thing or a career thing, ladies and gentlemen. If a woman losing her husband, she can alive and continuing their life. Ladies and gentlemen, in my point of argument, I will tell you about why being selfish is fulfilling women's interest as individual and as a community. And the second one is why by doing this motion it will send the narrative to the society that the woman is not like what they thought, not in the status quo. First is why being selfish is fulfilling women's interest as individual and community. Ladies and gentlemen, OG already told you about why being selfish is fulfilling women's interest as individual is it can be justified. Ladies and gentlemen, as we know that it's not a new thing that women should choose this or that. For example, when you marry someone, you should choose to be a housewife or carried. Why we should choose one of that option instead of doing all of the part together, ladies and gentlemen. And women as individual, OG was saying that it's about the independence of women's salary and about the thing that they should do, ladies and gentlemen. And it's about the feminism agenda. I would like to clarify to you. The side of the house say that feminism agenda is just equality between woman and man, and the feminism agenda is just also saying that a woman is better than men. But let me tell you, feminism agenda is wider than that. It's what about supporting each other woman. It's about woman power, not about only woman movement to destroy men, ladies and gentlemen. So because of that, let me tell you about what is actually the woman the feminism agenda or feminism movement in the middle of women as a community, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, women as a community is a controller. Because of what? Because of how can we guarantee that this selfishness is good at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen? This is the part of community of women in the middle of society. As the community of women, part of women to support women, if it took a part in this section, there will be controlling other women about the selfishness and the territory that they should choose about the selfishness can took a part, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end of the day, this kind of selfishness is actually good in our side of the house, ladies and gentlemen. Even if at the end of the day this selfishness is going to be not as well as what we thought, it is still good because of it will gain so much power to the woman that now in the status quo the woman is underestimated. But other side of the house say that the status quo is woman is selfish is not what they see in the status quo right now. They just say that selfish is bad, selfish is not hearing anything between the woman itself. But it is not true, ladies and gentlemen. And the second one is why by doing this motion it will send the narrative to the society that the woman is not like what they thought. Ladies and gentlemen, now they thought that woman is weak, a woman is powerless and so on. But in this case, we say that the woman, we are smart, we are strong, and we are exist, ladies and gentlemen, as a human. And by doing this narrative, we can make the people know the existence of women empowerment that now is be the second grade in the middle of society. It will give the discourse in the middle society about the narrative that woman is strong, woman is can have independence life, and it will give the discourse in the middle society about the feminism agenda that which still be the something that didn't have educate enough in the middle of society right now, ladies and gentlemen. So why it is important to creating discourse in the middle society, because of we were creating new stigma in the middle of society. It is very important to get the participation in women in this life, ladies and gentlemen. So because of that, because of it will bring so many good impact to the woman itself, we should encourage women to be selfish for the sake of goodness. I close my case. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that speech. Now I call upon member of opposition. You're free to start.
Wait, let me take my timer. Am I
Hello?
audible? Hello, am I
Yes.
audible? Okay.
Yes.
Test. Okay. I start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Panelists, we see that the whole debate is only talking about the selfish act itself, but we can see again in the motion that the motion is talking about this house would encourage women to be selfish. The key word that missing from the whole 3 themes is actually the encouraging the woman to be selfish. Because thing that the whole debate is just talking about in this debate, and that's why we as the crossing opposition gonna enlighten you what's going on in this debate and what's going to be better in our side rather than in opening opposition side and other side too. First of all, I want to clarify the government side has the opening government side has said about the feminism. They kept talking about the feminism, and I think that's totally unrelated to the motion. Because why? Because feminism that actually talk about gender equality, they are not selfish, even though the opponent opposition has brought it up, but I will uh, elaborate you more. Why this is not the act of selfish? Because selfish is literally prioritizing yourself, your interests, while feminism is prioritizing the whole community of a woman. And this kind of action is way more honorable rather than these selfish acts. And that's why we think that feminism cannot be brought up by the government side, and it is not justified at all. And also from the crossing government, they say that selfish is not inherently bad, and I will prove you why selfish is inherently bad. Selfish itself, wait a minute, okay, selfish is inherently, I'm sorry, member government said that yeah, selfish is not inherently bad, but I will tell you why selfish is inherently bad. Because uh, the exact translation, or the exact meaning of selfish is concerned primarily with your own interests. It's not about the whole community. It's not, it's only about what is it is the interest is actually your kepentingan. It's it's actually your interest and why it is not good to be, selfish, this selfish act. And prioritizing yourself is not the kind of selfish that we want to talk about here. And I also see that the member of government talking about that this kind of this selfish in this kind of motion is not the bad selfish that we're talking about, but they don't bring up why, why it is not. I just confused with her opinion because she said that it is not the bad selfish, but I think that it's still bad. Then she just don't give, the definition on what bad selfish means, what good selfish means. And move on to my to myself, Sunday. If I will tell you what is the woman's interest that lacks of this that lacking from this debate, even from the opening government and opening opposition. We think that women's interest is the first one. I mean, not women's interest, women's characterization. The first one is they oftenly do the most chores in the household. Not all of them, but the most of it. The women's the girls in the household always do the most chores. The second one, women tend to have their feeling is more dominant rather than men. In the status quo, most people consider it as quote unquote baper, and it's not a good look on women, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine if this act of selfish is being encouraged by the whole society. How worse can it get to the woman to be labeled, And the lastly of women's characterization, they're naturally nurturing. In the status quo, we can see that women can take care of kids alone without husband, and that's why we it's just naturally women is nurturing. But you know what? If we encourage this selfish act, it's actually gonna sacrifice her nurturing character from the natural behavior. Why? Because during your being a mom is actually really stressful, and once the become it in the long run, it will create a toxic meaning or a toxic mindset with the word selfish itself. And this mother is gonna misuse the word selfish, and I will tell you why it is toxic in my letter sumsatif. And also I reckon that operating government said that women also in a high position nowadays, such as minister, so on and so forth. But can you imagine if they're all being selfish because the whole society encouraged them to be? Government trying to persuade you that selfish is good in women, but we don't agree to it, and it is justified because of this reason. Okay, because it is justified because what we were gonna give you what will happen if the whole society encourage the act of selfish on women. The first one, it will create a toxic environment. What government trying to say is they can be selfish at all time, and actually, ladies and gentlemen, it can be harmful mindset in the long run, and eventually the selfish is gonna be as toxic as you can imagine. But what will happen if the whole society does not do not encourage this acts of selfish? The culture of self-prioritizing will still be available without making a toxic environment. In status quo, we can see the whole media already encourage, it is okay to take care of yourself first. But this kind of this kind of exposure about self-prioritizing is way better than the act of selfish. It is already healthy enough in the status quo, and we think that this culture need to be more highlighted rather than encourage women to be selfish. And the second one, those women that is not selfish will take the shame also in the society and especially in the workplace. Imagine if the whole women get getting labeled as the selfish. The unselfish women will get also labeled. And also the lastly, what will happen in the in the society where they encourage women to be selfish is actually this highlighted selfish act will damaging the individual's behavior. Let's see in toxic relationship, it can be, even though it's only the partner who is toxic, but the other one will get hurt and damage her own behavior, and we don't want our generation to be like that. And that's why we think that not encouraging women to be selfish at all, it's actually better in our status quo rather than encourage them to be one. I oppose this motion.
Thank you for that speech. Now to close the government case, I call upon Government Whip.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I will start my speech on 3, 2, 1. Panels. Actually, this motion is talked about, the classes of the motion is talked about whether or not with encourage women to be selfish will bring impact for the society. And the second is whether or not with encourage women to be selfish will fulfill the interests of women as individual or community. But here we as the closing government as the only team who will discuss about those classes, ladies and gentlemen, but before I'm going to speak about my opinion and summarize our discussion today, I would like to rebuttal what the argument that the opposite of the house has said, and what our best argument that we bring to this debate, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the opposite of the house didn't bring good mechanism, didn't clarify any mechanism that they mean. They just talk about the selfish is not good for the society. The selfish is not blah blah blah. But those team doesn't give us about how they by giving their mechanism can make the society, can make the stigma of society that put in the woman will be erased, ladies and gentlemen. But such as like the opponent opposite opening opposition said that uh, when we want to get the gender equality, there is the balance between the two gender, women and men. But they talk about by being a selfish, the woman will prioritize themselves, ladies and gentlemen. But this is not about prioritize women by being selfish, but it's as a former, as a defense to the stigma itself, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not about prioritize women to get their equality, but it's the defense how we can survive in the society, how we can manage our good position as the citizen in the society's life, ladies and gentlemen. And also the member of the opening opposition also said that by being unselfish, the woman can contribute a lot, because they do believe, because the status quo that the opposite of the house believe is the woman already labeled as selfish. But here we as the government, closing government, do believe that they do wrong as to put the status quo that the woman labeled as the selfish. That we mean here, the status quo is the woman always getting pushed and pressured to fulfill the standard that the society met, such as like the beauty standard, such as like they get the boundaries to be in career, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the narrative that always get given to the woman, and then show the woman as powerful, ladies and gentlemen. So they do wrong in the very first place to put the status quo, ladies and gentlemen. And the opposite of the house also didn't give us a good argument, a good mechanism, but about the impact of the society, and also about the individual, about the fulfill of our community, let's say. But also the closing opposition say that feminism cannot bring out as a selfish. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, feminism is not about selfish, but it's about the power of women to change the stigma of the society, right? Such as like to eradicate the beauty standard, such as like to give the bigger place to the woman to get in political career or career or the career etc. And but we know that the status quo right now, to implement the power, you need to act. You need to act, ladies and gentlemen. Then the act that we mean here is the being selfish, because being selfish is will eradicate those narrative that given by the society for the woman itself, ladies and gentlemen. So it is will make the society it will also make the society have the good interaction, ladies and gentlemen. That and also the opposite of the house does, and also the opposite of the house doesn't pay attention a lot to our classification about the clarification about the what is the being selfish, what is being selfish, and then what the community, what the society itself that we mean here, ladies and gentlemen. We do believe, as my first speaker said, that the selfish that we mean here is in the selfish that we mean here is not right, because it considering it is considering to how we place it, ladies and gentlemen. When we put it and the characterization in a for good sake, it will bring a lot of impact for the woman itself and also for the society itself, ladies and gentlemen. We do believe that for the classes we can pull any impact and also interest for the society and also for the woman as individual or community. As for the society, good impact that will be appear if we doing this narrative or being a selfish for the woman, the society will also step by step eradicate automatically the stigma that they will give to the woman, ladies and gentlemen. Let's imagine it all. If we just stay silent on it, on the stigma that given by the woman, it means that we accept the stigma. It means that there is no defense of defense on our woman. Then the thing that we can do right now is just being selfish and doesn't care about the beauty standard, or also about the stigma that given by the by the society that is we mean by being selfish in for the good sake, ladies and gentlemen. And this is will also fulfill the interest of the woman as individual for the community. I close my case.
Thank you for that speech. Now to close the whole debate, I call upon opposition with.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I think the closing government makes so many ridiculous claims. Let me first start with the selfish definition. So the previous speaker really said to us that selfish simply means that women shouldn't care about the beauty standards or and so on and so forth. But judging back to the definition itself, selfish itself is lacking consideration for others, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. A selfish person tends to put his or her own needs before the needs of others. That's what selfish is. You know, if you
Signal drop ya, or is it just me?
Yeah,
I don't know.
all of
I
us.
simply out.
All of us there. Okay. Okay.
So.
Sorry banget, CEO. Can I ask you to repeat the speech aja karena kayak.
Never mind. It's fine.
Sorry ya.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, on me, but I feel bad for you.
Okay. Okay, I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. By the way, I prefer the POI through the chat, the chat bar. Side make so many ridiculous claims. First of all, literally said to us that selfish simply means that women shouldn't care about what beauty standard is or what an ideal woman should look like in our society today. That is not what selfish is all about. Judging from the definition itself, selfish is a lacking consideration for others. Lacking consideration or others. Concern chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. A selfish person tends to put his or her own needs before the needs of others. So they put themselves first before they put others. That's what selfish is. And if you don't care about the beauty standards or what a woman should like in our society today, that is not selfish. Is that doesn't even a close definition to what selfish really is. And the previous speaker also said that women are pushed to fulfill societal rules that what I've already mentioned before. And in order to dismiss all of these societal rules, women need to be selfish. It doesn't really make sense at all because yeah, women now, I mean everyone, not just women, are pushed to fulfill societal standards. That is why we should encourage this feminism movement so that we can all be equal. And that is why the Kosin government failed to prove the point, and especially if they said that this is the selfish for good, and they didn't really give us any example of what this selfish good like. I mean, they give like this, they give like an example of what good selfish look like, but it does not mean selfish. It simply means that you don't care about the beauty standards, and that is not what selfish is all about. And the government side, the opening government also makes some extremely weird arguments. First of all, they said that being selfish is in line with feminism movement. Women all this time have always been the second class citizen on this planet. Compared to the 90s, we are actually getting better to the feminist world, but we're still struggling to get that. So we're not we still haven't had the feminism, the ideal feminism world. And because the men think that women is inferior, therefore women should be selfish. I mean, can you see how ridiculous this claim is? Two wrongs don't make it right. Just because men think that women is inferior, that doesn't mean that women should be selfish in order to counter these actions. What women should do, or what any person should do in general, is to push the ideal world that we are all equal and and we need each other to get the gender equality. We need each other. It's not like women should be selfish. Being selfish simply means that you put your need first before others. So I think in order to achieve gender equality, we should not be selfish at all. We should be equal for all, and we should be unselfish, because if we are selfish, that is actually hindering the feminism movement itself. Because we're trying to achieve gender equality world. And now we on my substantive argument. This debate should answer the question: does encourage women to be selfish brings better outcome rather than discouraging it? We think we already give you clear points to answer that question instead of the other teams, because we're talking about gender equality first. Gender equality, also known as a sexual equality or equality of the sexes, is the state of equal case of access to resources and opportunities regardless of gender, including economic participations and decision making, and the state of valuing different behaviors and aspirations and needs equally, regardless of gender. This is our goal now. This is our goal now. This is something that we're trying to achieve in our today's life. And by being selfish, you're actually not you're actually trying to imply that women are arrogant. Women are selfish, and at some point, some people will think that women don't need men. That is not what feminism or gender equality is all about. we need each other, just like what I've mentioned before. We need each other in order to achieve the feminist world. Um, Now, in the end of the day, we want what's good for women as a whole and as an individual. You know, uh, uh, and that is okay to prioritize themselves first. Yeah. That something that is not okay is to encourage someone to do something. You know, encouragement is the key point here that we have to talk about, rather than the selfish itself. Because, well, some people are selfish themselves, and I mean, we can't just tell them what to do, right? The motion is all the motion. What the motion is talking about is basically whether we should encourage women to be selfish or not, and does encouraging women to be selfish bring more goods than harm? Obviously, it brings more harm because it is hindering the gender equality itself. It implies that women are selfish, and because we already know that women is the second class citizen on this planet until now, don't you think that if you're being selfish and if we're encouraging every woman or everyone to be selfish as themselves, it is actually destroying the gender equality that we're trying to. It's actually sorry. It is actually trying. Is actually uh, trying to hinder our actions because we lead to a better future, an equal future for all. You know, women have always been the second class citizen. You know, and then we have to encourage them to be selfish. Doesn't it make women in a worse place? And if we keep encouraging women to be selfish itself, it also means that we are trying to kind of teach our society to have prejudice towards women. You know, at some point it even encourages that some people will hate women just because they're selfish. So for that reason, that's why I'd like to oppose the motion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that speech. This is a silent round, so you can go back to the main breakout room. Main breakout room? Kalian bisa balik ke main hall meetingnya. There won't be any verbal, but after the breaking announcement, you can approach me if you want to know your bukan skor, apa namanya? If you want to know if you rank first, second, third, or fourth, and for any personal feedback. Okay, thanks guys.